Okay. Hi. Yeah, so I'm doing this recording like super late. It's like 10 o'clock at night. But I wanted to record it while the thoughts were still mostly fresh in my head. Um, I just watched this show by Donald Glover called Atlanta. And it's funny because I had heard about the show back just after he left Community. Because I used to watch Community. I loved Community. I still love it. Really only the first 3 seasons. That's all you really need to get the full Community experience. You don't have to go beyond that. Things start falling apart. Um, Literally. But he left the show, and I remember he was he was very. I remember he was kind of upset because he wasn't sure if Dan Harmon kind of hated or resented him for leaving to go pursue his own thing. And Dan Harmon's like, no. He's like, no. He completely understood. He was like, he's a brilliant writer, brilliant comedian, a brilliant person, and he deserves to go out there and do his thing. So that's yeah. He wished him the best of luck. At some point, the news came out that he had a show that got picked up by FX, and I remember my first thought was, oh well, it's probably comedy. It's probably going to be like a sitcom because that's what I was used to him being in, not just in Community, but he wrote for 30 Rock, and he used to do skits with was Derek Comedy. But he wrote for 30 Rock, and occasionally he would show up in the show. But I just expected that it was going to be a sitcom, and it's not. It's don't get me wrong. It's funny. Occasionally, it can be really funny, but it's more thought provoking than it is comedic. It's just real. That's all it is. So it is like a lot of experiences all sort of put together. And that's, I mean, there are multiple people that are taking, their lives are playing out in this series. But it's interesting though. But it's I don't even know where to begin. I like it. I like it a lot. There's only at this moment there's only 4 episodes out because it's on FX. It's only on a week to week basis, but I like it. I like what I've seen so far, and it's interesting because it is Atlanta, which is not all good and not all bad, and it is diverse because it's not just about like the black experience. I mean, it's from a black perspective, but they cover a lot of ground in those 4 episodes and talk about a lot of things, and they talk about a lot of things, and that's the thing about it. Like when I was talking about how sometimes it's insightful, that's what I mean. Like he doesn't linger too long. It's not like a message show. He doesn't linger too long, but you can tell that these are like thoughts about life, the world, people, how we treat each other, culture, how we just exist, how we help one another but hurt one another, how we get along and we don't get along. And there's just a lot of stuff in there. I mean, like, and you sort of you catch it sometimes, almost as it's ended. It's like your brain goes, wait, we're not just being entertained here. There's something we're learning here. And it's so weird. But I mean, there's so many issues like talking about our criminal justice system, from things like our criminal justice system to things about having a dream and not letting your dream destroy you and your family and the people around you, the people that love you, the people that care about you and worry about you. And even talks about like all of it briefly, but even talks about issues like trans issues and love and hate and community and between like in the LGBT community, but then it also touches on transphobia and not even just transphobia, but homophobia in the black community. It was interesting. It was really interesting. And I mean, that was particularly interesting. Uh, Brief little thing that was going on there. There's so much to talk about this show, and just not enough time, unfortunately. I just I don't know. Honestly, if you can find it, if you don't have FX on, I think they have an app. I watched it online. I didn't watch it officially, but I'm gonna make it up to Donald and the entire crew and cast. I'm gonna buy it on Amazon. But I like this show a lot. I really do. I like it a lot. It's good, and it's filmed here. I mean, I'm watching this show and I'm looking. I'm like, oh, I've been there. Oh wow, I knew people that lived there. Oh wow, I've been to a club there. Oh wow. Oh wow. I'm just looking at a lot of it, and it's just like Atlanta can be both beautiful and scary at the same time. But that's kind of what he's showing, the dichotomy of Atlanta, the split between the haves and have not, and the crossover between it, and just how it's both in harmony and discord, but how that's life, but it doesn't have to be life. It doesn't have to be that way. It's a good show. And yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that makes you laugh and then it makes you think, and then it doesn't let you linger too long to where you get sad or depressed about something because then something weird happens. I mean, the whole series starts off weird. It starts off with a dream sequence. Weird. It's a really good show. Definitely check it out. It's really good. Even if you're not from Atlanta or have never been to Atlanta, it's still entertaining. It's still interesting. And Donald Glover is a really good actor. And he's a really good writer. Always has been. Okay, well, I just wanted to get those thoughts out. All right, bye.